Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So wanted to do a real quick update on my old Ariens mower. As you guys saw in my previous video, I have went ahead and purchased a brand new Snapper 360Z. And the old mower, the Ariens lawn tractor, had been sitting actually at my place of work. Luckily, they're nice enough to, it's a area where they have some room that they could have hold it for me. It was outside, wasn't a big deal. So I was able to get around to posting it onto Craigslist. I particularly do not like dealing with stuff on Craigslist. The unknown is there of who you're dealing with, what they are going to obviously offer. Obviously, there's always a risk of the scams. It's all kinds of unknown. Obviously, the mower was not in a running condition as far as moving in gear. However, the motor ran great. It had a just over a year old battery. I got it in July of 17, so just over a year old battery. Brand new. One of the tires, like I said, had a slow leak on it. I have purchased a tire, so I had about 60 to 80 bucks right there between the battery and the tire invested into that mower just within the last 12 to 13 months. And then obviously the value of the motor still is there. It's just a 4-year-old motor, excuse me. It's been well maintained, oil changed every year, if not twice a year. So and obviously if you can't fix the transmission issue, you can either rip the motor out, slap into something else, so forth, so forth. The possibilities are endless with that motor, especially being was a 19 horsepower motor. I didn't have anything to do with it. It was time for it to go, and I did throw it on Craigslist. Threw it on actually this weekend. So today is Labor Day, Monday, Labor Day. I put it up on Craigslist on Friday, and didn't get any bites on Friday. I put it on Friday morning. Did not get any bites all day Friday. Didn't get any bites on Saturday during the day. However, I woke up Sunday morning at about 8:30 with a two texts at 10:45 p.m. Somebody offered me $200 cash. I had originally offered $300 cash for the Ariens, and I had a price in mind, and $200 was absolutely the lowest I was going to go with that particular unit. I knew I wasn't going to get a lot. Obviously, I couldn't tell you a price on the motor. When you start tearing things apart, it runs on the particular model, but it may not be applicable for what you might try to put it on, or but who knows? Somebody may have had an old transmission laying around somewhere and could easily slap a new transmission on that particular unit. But had an offer. It was a local number, so I was very happy to see that. And obviously I woke up, I didn't get that night. Obviously my bedtime's around 10, so I texted back about 8:30, and hey, that's a great price, sold, and let's arrange to meet up. Now again, my place of business had it, it was a public area, so I wanted to keep it that way. I wanted to keep the transaction happen somewhere public. Again, you hear all the horror stories on television, news. So I didn't want to meet at somebody's house. I didn't expect them to meet me at some Joe Blow address as well. So we decided to meet at either my place of business or a public park. And he calls me and goes, "Hey, what's the address you want to meet at?" So I gave him the address of my place of business, and then he comes back and goes, "Well, I actually live in Claremont, Florida," which, if you guys don't know where Claremont is probably about a 45-minute drive, almost an hour, I would say, even from Claremont over to where I live on the east side of Orlando. So I, so okay, sir, that's fine. I said I can actually load it up onto a trailer. You're going to need the trailer yourself. We're not pushing this thing up into a truck. And so I have a tire, the extra tire for it's included in the price. The battery, everything's included. I even threw in a key for him. He agreed upon it. So what the stipulation was, if I was to meet him kind of halfway between where he lived and where I lived, which was it was a public park just west of downtown, that he needed to throw in an extra $25 to kind of help with my fuel. Like I said, my fuel, this big F-250 gas, it burns through some fuel. And unfortunately, the tire was at my folks' house, which was in a different part, actually in a different county, not far from where I live. So I had to go north to go grab the tire to backtrack back to the park that we were going to meet at. So, needless to say, sold it, got there. I was very anxious. I brought my fiance along with me, just in case, God forbid something was to happen. But we did meet at a park. It's a very busy park. It's actually the main administrative office for all of the parks in Orange County. So I knew it'd be busy and a lot of people around. Of course, he kept changing where he wanted to meet at and this and that. So I didn't feel comfortable with that. But finally, I just told him, look, we're going to meet at the park. That's where I feel most comfortable at. And he agreed. Get there, most genuine gentleman I ever met. A little bit older gentleman. He explained his situation. He has a pretty big, decent-sized property that he's currently push mowing. And he'd like to get into riding. I said, okay, great, awesome. I said, and he explained that he had just a little bit of mechanical background that obviously he was going to work on getting it fixed. I said, awesome, great. I was very truthful and forthcoming with information that this is an issue. I've had a shop look at it. Unfortunately, they didn't give me a real good answer of why or what failed, whether something internally failed, whether something linkage failed. They didn't give me a good answer. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to really give him a good answer as to how to fix it. So but he was in agreeing and he understood everything. I did a thorough walk around with him, explaining this and that. Just how you change the oil, very easy oil on that particular Briggs & Stratton motor. You put your tube on and then you twist it, and the oil discharges into a bottle or your oil pan. And then walked through everything to show them how to put it neutral, this and that. So he was very pleased, and he gave me the 225, and he rode off in the sunset, and I went back home. So I hope it works out for him, and if not, he will put whatever he's going to do with it and have its future home. So that's the update on the Ariens 42-inch lawn tractor. It has been sold, and obviously you guys have seen the Snapper 360Z. I'm hoping to get some footage of that for you guys, working on that for you. And then I am working on trying to get that little back, what do you want to call it, cubby hole. I think it's pretty cool. I know it looks a little gimmicky, but I think it just would look cool on that mower. So that's it. Hope you guys like. Continue watching, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.